9 reasons intelligent men struggle with dating. Do you consider yourself an intelligent man? You've got the career, the money, the status. There's hardly a problem you can't solve. Yet, the reason you clicked on this video tells me you're facing a familiar struggle, right, gentlemen? Don't worry, you're not alone. In this video, we're diving deep into 9 surprising reasons why highly intelligent men often find themselves frustrated in the dating world. And trust me, stick around because reason number 5 might just make you rethink everything you thought you knew about relationships. The first one, overthinking. Main reason. Sure, having a sharp mind is great for solving complex problems, but relationships aren't math equations. Unfortunately, many intelligent guys fall into the trap of overanalyzing every little detail. Should I text her now or later? Was that joke she made actually a hint? What did she really mean when she said, "We'll see"? Before they know it, they're tangled in their own thoughts, and the moment slips away. Overthinking is practically a trademark of intelligent men, and when it comes to dating, it can feel like their brains are running a marathon. Have you been? This overthinking often leads to what we call analysis paralysis. You've probably heard of it before. That frustrating state where you're so busy weighing every possible outcome that you don't take any action at all. A guy may spend so much time figuring out the perfect way to ask her out that by the time he works up the courage, someone else has already swooped in. The hesitation caused by overanalyzing can lead to missed opportunities, and in the dating world, timing is everything. Another problem that comes from overthinking: unrealistic expectations. These men often create a mental checklist of the perfect partner or ideal relationship scenario, and when reality doesn't match their internal script, they freeze. It's easy to idealize a date before it even happens, but real people don't behave like characters in a carefully crafted mental narrative. Intelligent men sometimes struggle to let go of the ideal in favor of the real, which only adds to their frustration when things don't unfold exactly as planned. Overthinking also extends to misinterpreting interactions. An innocent text that says, "I'm busy tonight, maybe another time," might send an intelligent guy spiraling into a pit of self-doubt, convincing himself she's lost interest. In truth, she's probably just swamped with work or having a chill night in with Netflix. But to the overthinker, every word, every emoji, every punctuation mark becomes a clue to be dissected, like it's part of a hidden message in a spy novel. Exhausting, right? That's the first reason, because humorously speaking, the brains of intelligent men are always working overtime, leading to overthinking. This, combined with the second reason, makes it even harder for them to approach women. The second, hyper-independence. Listen up, smart guys. Being independent is awesome. It shows you've got your act together and can handle your own biz. But here's the deal. When you crank that independence up to 11, it can seriously mess with your love life. You know the type. Those brainy dudes who are all about doing everything solo. They're like, "I've got this," for every single thing. Sounds great on paper, right? But here's the kicker. That whole "I'm an island" vibe can turn into a massive roadblock when it comes to dating. These men tend to struggle with vulnerability, seeing it as a weakness or something that threatens their autonomy. They may find it difficult to open up or let someone else into their personal world. Here's where things start to get dicey. A woman might misinterpret this emotional distance as a sign of disinterest. If she's reaching out, trying to connect, and he's giving off "I've got this on my own" vibes, she might start thinking he's not into her. In reality, he could be deeply interested, but just doesn't know how to communicate that while still holding on to his precious independence. And when communication starts to break down like this, misunderstandings are bound to happen. She might think he's not invested, and he, on the other hand, could feel overwhelmed by what he perceives as her encroaching on his personal space. The irony here is that relationships thrive on trust, vulnerability, and shared experiences. The challenge for these men is learning that being in a relationship doesn't mean giving up independence, but finding a balance between self-reliance and partnership. At the end of the day, it's about learning to let go, even just a little bit. Being independent is awesome, but love requires some give and take. If hyper-independence becomes too rigid, it's like building an emotional fortress that no one can get into. And what's the point of having it all together if you're doing it alone? If you find these reasons interesting and they help you understand more about why intelligent men struggle with dating, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more exciting content coming your way. There's one reason I'm sure you're already thinking of: focusing too much on career development, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's dive into the third: unrealistic standards and expectations. There's nothing wrong with having standards. After all, knowing what you want is crucial when it comes to dating. But when those standards become a rigid, mile-long checklist that no one can realistically live up to, well, that's where things start to get tricky. Intelligent men often set the bar so high that they unintentionally sabotage their chances of finding a truly meaningful connection. Let's be honest, no one's perfect. Yet these guys often approach dating like they're hiring for a job, reviewing resumes, conducting interviews, and expecting someone to meet a very specific set of qualifications. Must be funny, but not too funny. Ambitious, but also perfectly relaxed. Loves to travel, but also enjoys quiet nights at home. It's like searching for a unicorn that also does your taxes. The problem with this approach is that it severely limits the dating pool. The more criteria you add, the smaller your options get, until you're left wondering why you're still single. The reality is, when you're chasing perfection, you end up missing out on people who could actually be a great match. Maybe she doesn't share your love for philosophy, but she's got a killer sense of humor that makes you feel more at ease than anyone ever has. Maybe she's not the world traveler you envisioned, but she's got a sense of loyalty and kindness that's rare to find. By clinging too tightly to an idealized version of a partner, intelligent men often overlook these imperfectly perfect people who could bring so much more to the table than they expect. Another downside to having unrealistic standards: it leads to a constant sense of dissatisfaction. These men may find themselves in a cycle of endless first dates or short-lived relationships, constantly searching for someone who fits their impossible mold. Every minor flaw becomes a deal-breaker, every quirk is scrutinized, and no one ever measures up. This perfectionism breeds frustration and often results in feeling unfulfilled, as they're chasing something that simply doesn't exist. Then there's the fear of settling. Many intelligent men are terrified of the idea of settling for someone who doesn't meet their high expectations, believing that if they compromise on even one thing, they're selling themselves short. But here's the kicker: compromise doesn't mean settling. It means being realistic and recognizing that relationships are about growth, connection, and shared experiences, not about checking off every item on a list. The truth is, the most meaningful relationships often come from unexpected connections, the ones that don't fit neatly into a predetermined mold. It's about finding someone who complements you, not someone who checks every box. So, while having high standards is a good thing, it's important to be flexible and open to the idea that the right person might not look exactly like what you imagined. In the end, love isn't about perfection, it's about finding someone who's imperfectly right for you. The fourth: lack of social skills. Let's get one thing straight. Intelligent men are great at deep conversations. They can dive into the philosophical meaning of life, the complexities of the universe, or the latest scientific breakthroughs with ease. But when it comes to casual dating and everyday social interactions, that's where things can get a bit awkward. For many highly intelligent men, navigating small talk and reading social cues feels more like solving a puzzle with missing pieces than just going with the flow. The problem here is that dating often starts with surface-level interactions, those light, fun, and sometimes silly conversations that build rapport. But for guys who prioritize logic and deep thinking, small talk can seem pointless, even boring. Why waste time talking about the weather when you could be discussing the intricacies of quantum physics or the implications of artificial intelligence? While their brain is firing off complex thoughts, their date might just be wondering why the conversation feels a little heavy. And if she's not on the same wavelength, this can lead to a disconnect right from the start. Here's the thing: small talk, as mundane as it may seem, is actually the gateway to deeper emotional connections. It's not about the content of the conversation, but the rhythm and flow of interaction that helps people bond. And this is where many intelligent men miss the mark. They jump straight to the deep end, often leaving their date feeling like they're in a lecture rather than on a date. The inability to engage in light-hearted banter can make them seem distant, disinterested, or even intimidating, when in reality, they're just struggling to find a comfortable entry point. Another challenge is reading social cues. Highly intelligent men may be more focused on the logical flow of the conversation rather than picking up on subtle body language, tone changes, or emotional hints. If she's giving off signals that she's interested, leaning in, smiling, touching her hair, they might not even notice. They're too busy calculating the perfect response to her last question. And let's be real, when you're stuck in your head, it's easy to miss out on the emotional connection happening right in front of you. This over-reliance on logic also extends to emotional moments. If she's sharing a personal story or opening up about her feelings, an intelligent man's instinct may be to analyze the situation, offer a rational solution, or try to fix the problem. But here's the catch. Sometimes people don't want a solution. They just want empathy and understanding. By focusing too much on logic, these men can come off as cold or unfeeling. Even if that's not their intention at all, they're just wired to approach things from a problem-solving perspective. So, what's the solution here? Intelligent men need to learn to loosen up a bit in social situations, embrace the small talk, practice the art of casual conversation, and focus less on intellectual sparring and more on emotional connection. It's not about dumbing things down, it's about meeting people where they are, finding common ground, and realizing that even the simplest conversations can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections later on. After all, not every date needs to be a debate. It's okay to talk about the weather sometimes. The fifth, misplaced priorities. For many intelligent men, life is all about achieving success. Whether it's advancing in their careers, pursuing personal interests, or mastering new skills, they're often laser-focused on their goals. And while ambition is great, there's one big downside. Dating tends to fall way down the list of priorities. It's not that these men don't want relationships, they just get so wrapped up in other areas of their lives that dating becomes an afterthought, something they'll get to later. Here's the problem, later often never comes. These men are so used to putting their time and energy into their careers or personal development that they end up neglecting relationships altogether. They think, once I reach this next milestone, I'll focus on dating. But the milestones keep coming, and dating keeps getting pushed further into the background. Before they know it, they're caught in a cycle of prioritizing work or personal interests over forming meaningful connections, and it leaves them feeling stuck. This hyper-focus on achievement also makes it hard to maintain balance in their lives. When work or personal goals take up all the oxygen, there's little room left for dating. It's easy to justify. After all, career success and self-improvement are important, but relationships need time and attention too. If a guy is constantly working late or dedicating every spare moment to his latest project, it's hard to build or sustain any kind of emotional connection with someone else. And that's where the struggle begins. There's also the risk of sending the wrong message to potential partners. If a man seems to always be prioritizing his work or hobbies over spending time with someone he's dating, it can feel like the relationship just isn't important to him. And let's be real, no one wants to feel like they're competing for attention against a career or a personal passion. Over time, this imbalance can cause frustration or even drive people away, leaving the intelligent man wondering why relationships never seem to stick. But here's the truth. Waiting for the perfect time to focus on dating rarely works out. Life is always busy. There will always be another goal to chase, another project to complete. The key is to recognize that dating, just like any other important area of life, requires attention and effort. If you don't actively make space for it, you'll miss out on opportunities to connect with someone who could be a great match. What's the solution? It's about finding balance. Instead of waiting for a magical moment when everything in your career or personal life is settled, start making time for dating now. Carve out space in your schedule, even if it feels like you don't have any to spare. Just like you plan for success in other areas, you need to plan for success in your relationships too. Because at the end of the day, no matter how successful you are, the joy of sharing your life with someone special is worth the effort. So, prioritize dating and relationships alongside your other goals. You might just find that a fulfilling partnership adds more to your life than you ever expected. The sixth, difficulty in expressing emotions. For highly intelligent men, logic and reason often reign supreme. They're used to approaching life with a practical, problem-solving mindset, analyzing situations from all angles before taking action. While this can be incredibly useful in many areas of life, whether it's at work or navigating daily challenges, it tends to create a bit of a roadblock when it comes to something as deeply human as emotions. Expressing feelings openly doesn't always fit neatly into the realm of logic, and this can make things tricky in relationships. Many intelligent men struggle with showing vulnerability because emotions don't follow the same rules as logic. Feelings can be messy, unpredictable, and hard to quantify. Three things that don't sit well with a mind that craves order and structure. As a result, these men may find it difficult to put their emotions into words, or worse, they may believe that sharing feelings is unnecessary or even a sign of weakness. This reluctance to dive into emotional waters can create a significant barrier between them and their partner. The challenge here is that emotional expression is essential for intimacy and connection. A relationship isn't just built on shared interests, mutual respect, or intellectual conversations. It's also about being able to connect on a deeper emotional level. When a man is unable or unwilling to share his feelings, it can make him seem distant or closed off, even if that's not his intention. His partner may start to feel like she's on the outside looking in, unable to reach him in the moments that matter most. This can lead to a variety of misunderstandings. A partner may misinterpret emotional distance as a lack of interest or care. She might feel like he's keeping her at arm's length or isn't invested in the relationship. Meanwhile, he could be feeling confused and frustrated, not understanding why his logical approach to things isn't working. After all, to him, everything seems fine. Why complicate things with emotions? The truth is, emotions are a fundamental part of any relationship. They allow two people to bond, trust, and understand each other in ways that logic alone can't achieve. And while intelligent men might prefer to stick with reason, learning how to express emotions in a healthy, open way is crucial for deepening a relationship. It doesn't mean they have to abandon logic, but rather, they need to integrate their emotional selves into how they connect with their partner. For these men, the key is to step out of their comfort zone and practice emotional vulnerability. This doesn't have to be dramatic. Just starting with small, honest conversations about how they're feeling in the moment can make a world of difference. Being able to say, "I'm upset," or "I care about you," or even, "I don't know how to express this, but I'm trying," can go a long way in building emotional intimacy. Ultimately, relationships thrive on openness, not just in thoughts but in feelings too. While it might feel foreign or uncomfortable at first, intelligent men can unlock a whole new level of connection when they allow themselves to embrace and express their emotions. The logical side of them might resist at first, but in the end, it's the emotional bonds that truly make a relationship last. The seventh, intimidation factor. There's no denying it, intelligence is an attractive quality. However, for highly intelligent men, this can sometimes come with an unexpected downside. They can come across as intimidating to potential partners. While being smart is a major asset, it can also create the impression that they're unapproachable, or worse, uninterested. This unintended intimidation factor can end up limiting romantic opportunities without them even realizing it. Imagine walking into a room and spotting someone who seems to have it all together. He's confident, well-spoken, and radiates intellect. For some people, that's inspiring, but for others, it can feel a bit daunting. They might assume he's way out of my league, or he's probably not interested in someone like me. This isn't a reflection of the intelligent man himself, but rather the way others perceive him. His smarts, while impressive, can unintentionally create a barrier that keeps people at arm's length. This perception can be even stronger in casual dating situations. While other people might rely on charm or humor to break the ice, an intelligent man might lead with intellectual conversations. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, it can make interactions feel a little too serious or intense right from the start. Some potential partners might shy away from that, thinking they can't keep up, or that the connection won't be fun enough. This can create a situation where the intelligent man is left wondering why others don't approach him, not realizing that his intelligence is actually what's creating the gap. This sense of intimidation can also be exacerbated by the fear that they're constantly being evaluated or judged. Potential partners might feel that an intelligent man is mentally assessing them, which can make them feel self-conscious or inadequate. Even if this isn't the case at all, the mere perception of being judged can cause someone to hold back or avoid deeper conversations, making it harder to form a genuine connection. Another problem intelligent men face is that their accomplishments or intellectual pursuits can sometimes come off as arrogance, even when that's far from their intention. People might see their success and intellectual prowess as a sign that they're overly confident or too self-absorbed to care about others. In reality, the man might be completely open and kind, but his intelligence creates an aura of aloofness that others misinterpret as disinterest. The result? Fewer romantic opportunities. People might hesitate to strike up conversations, make the first move, or even engage in casual banter, all because they assume this highly intelligent guy is either not interested or too intimidating to approach. And from his perspective, it can feel like he's doing everything right, yet somehow missing out on connections. So what can be done about this? The key is approachability. Intelligent men need to make a conscious effort to show warmth and openness, signaling to others that they're not only smart, but also friendly and relatable. It's not about dumbing things down. It's about finding ways to connect that don't revolve solely around intellectual topics. Throw in a little humor, ask about the other person's interests, and show that you're genuinely curious about getting to know them. In the end, intelligence shouldn't be a barrier, it should be an asset. By being mindful of how they come across and making an effort to be more approachable, intelligent men can break down the walls that unintentionally keep others at a distance. After all, the smartest move is figuring out how to connect, not just intellectually, but emotionally too. The eighth, perfectionism. Perfectionism, it's the silent trap that highly intelligent men often fall into. While striving for excellence is admirable, when it goes unchecked, it can lead to setting unattainable standards for both themselves and their partners. The pursuit of perfection can become an obstacle, casting a shadow over their relationships and causing more harm than good. For intelligent men, the drive to achieve perfection isn't just limited to their careers or personal goals. It can seep into their love lives, where they begin to expect the same level of flawlessness from their partners as they do from themselves. While high standards are healthy, perfectionism pushes things to an extreme. It's no longer about finding someone who is compatible and shares similar values, but about searching for someone who ticks every single box, someone who is, essentially, flawless. The problem with this approach is simple. No one is perfect. Intelligent men who chase perfection often end up feeling dissatisfied in their relationships because they're hyper-focused on the small imperfections that inevitably exist in everyone. Maybe she doesn't share every single interest, or she has habits that don't align perfectly with his. Instead of appreciating the overall connection, the mind of a perfectionist zooms in on these minor flaws, magnifying them until they seem like deal breakers. This constant search for flaws can make it difficult to build lasting relationships. When you're always looking for something better or waiting for someone who meets every unrealistic expectation, it's easy to overlook the true value of the person right in front of you. Perfectionism can lead to a pattern of shallow connections, where intelligent men move from one relationship to the next, feeling unfulfilled because no one can ever meet the impossible standards they've set. And let's not forget that perfectionism isn't just about what they expect from others, it's also about the pressure they put on themselves. Intelligent men often demand perfection from their own actions, thoughts, and emotions, holding themselves to impossibly high standards. This can lead to self-criticism and a fear of making mistakes in relationships. They might constantly second-guess their choices, overanalyze their behavior, or hesitate to commit because they're waiting for the perfect moment. Of course, that moment never comes, and they end up trapped in a cycle of indecision. All of this perfectionism can create an environment of dissatisfaction and frustration. Instead of enjoying the flow of a relationship and learning from the imperfections that make love real, intelligent men can become consumed with what isn't working. They can't help but compare reality to the idealized version they've created in their minds, which only leads to disappointment. So, what's the way out? The key is learning to embrace imperfection. Intelligent men need to recognize that relationships, like life, are messy and unpredictable, and that's okay. True connection doesn't come from checking off every box on a list. It comes from accepting someone for who they are, flaws and all. By focusing on the bigger picture, the compatibility, the shared values, the emotional connection, they can move past their perfectionist tendencies and appreciate the beauty of a real, imperfect relationship. Perfectionism may seem like a positive trait on the surface, but in reality, it often stands in the way of genuine happiness. Relationships are not about being perfect, they're about being present, engaged, and open to growth. Once intelligent men can let go of the need for everything to be flawless, they open themselves up to deeper, more meaningful connections. Because in the end, it's the imperfections that make love truly perfect. The ninth, limited social circles. Intelligent men often pour their time and energy into intellectual pursuits, academic achievements, or advancing their careers. While these are undoubtedly admirable and rewarding, they can come with an unintended side effect: limited social circles. When a significant amount of time is spent in work or personal projects, socializing often takes a back seat, resulting in a smaller network of people and fewer opportunities to meet potential romantic partners. Here's the thing: the wider your social circle, the more chances you have to encounter people from different walks of life. The larger your pool of friends and acquaintances, the more likely it is that you'll meet someone who could be a good match. But when intelligent men focus so intently on their careers or intellectual interests, they often find themselves surrounded by a tight-knit group of like-minded individuals. And while that can be great for deep conversations or work collaborations, it can also feel a little limiting when it comes to dating. Small social circles can result in a lack of variety. If you're only spending time with the same people, the chances of meeting new, diverse individuals who might be compatible with you shrink considerably. It's not that intelligent men can't make connections; they often thrive in more focused settings, but their opportunities are more constrained. When you spend most of your time in professional environments or intellectual spaces, you're likely interacting with a narrow set of people who share your interests. While that's beneficial in many ways, it doesn't always expose you to a wide range of potential partners. Another challenge with smaller social circles is the lack of organic interactions. Many relationships develop through spontaneous connections, bumping into someone at a party, meeting through a mutual friend, or casually striking up a conversation in a more social setting. But if your network is limited and your exposure to social events is minimal, these natural opportunities are fewer and farther between. This can make dating feel like a more structured, deliberate effort, rather than something that flows naturally from your everyday interactions. Moreover, the smaller the circle, the less diverse the people in it. Meeting someone with a completely different perspective or background is harder when your social life revolves around work colleagues or intellectual peers. These individuals might share your interests, but they could lack the diversity of personality, lifestyle, or perspective that might spark a unique connection with someone new. Limited exposure means limited chances to connect with someone who could bring something fresh and exciting into your life. This problem is further compounded by the fact that intelligent men often get comfortable in their routines. The structure of their work or personal interests becomes so familiar that they don't feel the need to expand their social horizons. And while there's nothing wrong with being focused, stepping outside of your comfort zone is crucial when it comes to dating. By staying in the same small circle, they're missing out on the variety and unpredictability that larger, more diverse social environments provide. So, how can intelligent men break out of this cycle? The answer lies in making an effort to expand their social circles. This doesn't mean abandoning intellectual pursuits or neglecting their careers. It simply means finding ways to diversify their social interactions. Attending events outside of their usual circles, joining new groups, or simply saying yes to more social invitations can open up opportunities to meet a broader range of people. It's about stepping out of the routine and exposing themselves to new experiences, where chance encounters can lead to exciting possibilities. In the end, relationships often come from unexpected places, and those unexpected places are harder to find if your social world is too small. By widening their social circles, intelligent men can increase their chances of finding someone who's not just intellectually compatible, but who also brings diversity, excitement, and a fresh perspective into their lives. 10 reasons why older men struggle to get younger women. You want to get to know a much younger woman and even take things further with her, but things don't seem to be going your way. Starting a romantic relationship with younger women is genuinely challenging. Do you feel that way? Why is that? That's why we're here today, to point out the 10 reasons why older men struggle to get younger women. Grab a pen and paper and take note of what you think applies to your situation. All right, gentlemen, let's get started. Reason 1. Overcoming baggage from past relationships. I'm sure you've had a few ex-girlfriends, if not wives and children, because at your age it's very likely. This is why many older men face the challenge of carrying around baggage from previous relationships, which severely impairs their ability to connect with younger women. If you now enter into a new relationship with a younger woman carrying that old and unresolved baggage, you diminish trust and erect barriers to intimacy with your new young partner. Imagine you're trying to build a new house, but every time you start, you bring in bricks from an old, crumbling structure. No matter how much you decorate or paint, the foundation remains shaky. Similarly, unresolved issues from past relationships can undermine your efforts to forge a new, healthy connection. Younger women, often in their prime and full of optimism, are drawn to stability and emotional maturity. They seek partners who can offer them a fresh start and a sense of security. When you bring unresolved baggage into a new relationship, it signals a lack of emotional maturity and readiness, qualities that younger women often look for in older partners. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your thoughts are clouded by past pains, you cannot offer your new partner the clear, focused attention she deserves. So, lay down those old bricks and start building a new foundation with your young partner, one that is strong, stable, and unshadowed by the past. Old flames can be tough to forget, can't they? Do you have a story you'd like to share? Feel free to share it in the comments below. Reason 2. Trying too hard to fit in. Have you ever tried to blend into the younger crowd? That's the biggest phony thing you do. Trying to be someone you're not really often manifests itself in different ways. You dress in youthful clothes that don't look good on you. Use slang or lingo that doesn't match your age, or pretend to be interested in trends and activities that many younger women really don't care about. If you've ever bought leather jackets or ripped jeans to keep up with her, comment 1 below. No matter how you try to appear younger, you come across as inauthentic and even desperate, which puts many women off. But why? It's actually quite simple. Younger women are attracted to you because of the qualities that come with maturity, stability, experience, wisdom, and a certain level of self-confidence that younger men don't yet possess. If you try too hard to fit in with the younger guys, you undermine these very qualities. Instead of appearing as a confident, mature person, you run the risk of looking like someone who is uncomfortable with their age and identity. This not only diminishes your attractiveness, but also signals insecurity. The appeal of an older man lies in his ability to offer something different from what her peers can provide. It's the confidence that comes from having lived through various stages of life, the wisdom gained from experiences, and the stability that often accompanies age. When you try to fit into a mold that doesn't suit you, you rob her of these benefits. Instead of standing out as a beacon of maturity and confidence, you blend into a sea of youthful competition, losing the unique charm that attracted her in the first place. Rather than trying to fit into the younger crowd, focus on being the best version of your authentic self. Engage in activities you genuinely enjoy, dress in a way that makes you feel confident, and speak from your own experience. Reason 3. Overemphasis on financial status. Alright, gentlemen, let's talk about one of the most common pitfalls older men tumble into when courting younger women: overemphasizing that fat bank account. Yes, financial stability is attractive, but if you constantly flaunt your wealth, you might end up attracting the wrong kind of attention: the gold diggers and sugar babies. And unless you're looking for a transactional relationship, that's not the path you want to go down. See, younger women are drawn to older men for the qualities that come with age: wisdom, stability, confidence, and life experience. But when you lead with your wallet, it screams insecurity and desperation. It's like trying to catch a fish with a gold-plated hook, flashy but ultimately ineffective if you want a genuine connection. Let's dive into the real talk. Money should be the icing on the cake, not the whole bakery. An older man's appeal lies in his maturity and the emotional depth he brings to the relationship. If you're constantly flashing your cash, it can feel like you're trying to compensate for something lacking in your personality. It also creates a transactional dynamic, making the relationship feel more like a business deal than a heartfelt connection. Think about it. If you were in her shoes, would you want someone who values you for your personality and shared interests, or for what you can buy them. As the wise Seneca once said, "Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool." Don't be the fool who lets wealth master your relationships. Here's a pun to keep things light. You don't need to be a sugar daddy, just a sweet guy. Show her that you're rich in character, not just cash. Authenticity goes a long way, and when you're genuine, it's easier to build a connection based on mutual respect and interest. Before moving on to the next part, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. This boosts our visibility on YouTube, allowing us to reach more viewers like you. Thanks for your help. Reason 4. Insecurity about age. Here's the thing. When you're older, you've got the wisdom, experience, and maturity that come with the territory. That's your secret weapon. But despite these advantages, it's easy to let age-related insecurities undermine your confidence, especially when dating younger women. Imagine this scenario. You're on a date with a younger woman and she asks how old you are. Instead of proudly stating your age, you might find yourself stumbling into a litany of self-deprecating jokes. "Well, I guess I'm from a different era," or "I'm not as young as I used to be." While a touch of self-deprecating humor can be endearing, overdoing it can backfire. It turns what should be a non-issue into a glaring spotlight on your age gap. Here's why this happens. Insecurity about age can stem from a variety of sources: the natural aging process, societal pressures, or past experiences. Social media and popular culture often idolize youth, creating an implicit message that aging is something to be ashamed of. This external pressure can make even the most confident man second-guess himself when dating someone younger. No doubt, self-deprecating humor is charming in moderation. But if you overemphasize your age in a negative light, it amplifies the age gap and makes it a focal point. Phrases like, "I'm not as young as I used to be," or "back in the day," may be meant to break the ice, but they often have the opposite effect, highlighting a perceived flaw rather than deflecting from it. What's the solution here? Think of it this way. If you were on the other side of the table, you'd probably prefer someone who is comfortable in their own skin, rather than someone who's constantly trying to hide their true self. Embrace your age with confidence. Confidence is inherently attractive. When you own your age and present yourself with pride, you're showcasing your self-assuredness and maturity. It's not about pretending you're younger or denying the passage of time. It's about celebrating the rich tapestry of life experiences you bring to the table. Remember, confidence is attractive. Own your age proudly and focus on what you bring to the table. Reason 5. Misreading signals. Ever had that awkward moment when you thought someone was into you, only to find out they were just being polite? Maybe it's wishful thinking, or perhaps you just don't have a feel for social cues. Yes, today's generation is different, or maybe the opposite of what it was a few decades ago. Today's young women are more open, friendly, and even cheeky to men they consider just friends. However, many older men misinterpret this friendliness as romantic interest. This misstep can turn a promising connection into a missed opportunity faster than you can say miscommunication. Why does this happen? Misreading signals often stems from differences in communication styles and expectations. Younger women might be more direct or casual in their interactions, while older men might interpret these signals through a lens shaped by past experiences. Many older men mistake casual conversation, friendly demeanor, or general friendliness of younger women as a sign of romantic interest, leading to awkward situations and even rejection. If you assume that a younger woman's friendliness is synonymous with romance, you are making unwelcome advances. This will make the younger woman feel uncomfortable or even threatened. In addition, such misinterpretations can damage your reputation and make you appear unapproachable or desperate in front of other women. This misreading can be exacerbated by generational differences. Communication norms and social cues evolve over time, and what was once considered a clear sign of interest might not hold the same meaning today. Younger generations often have different ways of expressing interest or affection, which might not align with older men's expectations. So, how can you avoid this pitfall? The key is to pay attention to context and communicate openly. Instead of jumping to conclusions based on a few friendly gestures, try asking directly about her feelings or intentions. It's also beneficial to observe her reactions over time. Consistent engagement, reciprocal interest, and clear communication are usually better indicators of genuine interest. Remember, as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of those things." By being mindful of how you interpret social cues and maintaining open communication, you can navigate the dating world with greater clarity and avoid the frustration of misreading signals. Take your time to understand the other person's communication style. Patience and clear dialogue will help you distinguish between friendly interaction and genuine romantic interest, leading to more successful connections and fewer awkward moments. Reason 6. Trying to be a mentor rather than a partner. One common mistake older men make when dating younger women is slipping into the role of a mentor or advisor. Although offering guidance might seem harmless at first, it can quickly backfire if not handled with care. When a relationship starts with you providing advice on her career, personal growth, or daily life, you might inadvertently set yourself up as a mentor. This can create a platonic vibe that is tough to shift into a romantic or flirtatious one. Once you're seen as a mentor, it can be challenging to change that perception. Women who appreciate a good mentor often hesitate to risk that relationship by introducing a romantic angle, fearing it could disrupt the dynamic or lead to awkwardness. To avoid becoming stuck in the mentor role, it's essential to transition from friendly advice to flirtation. This doesn't mean you need to make an abrupt shift or be overly forward, but rather gradually incorporate romantic elements into your interactions. Adding compliments, playful teasing, and light physical touches can help signal that your interest extends beyond just a platonic friendship. For example, if you've been giving career advice, mix it up with some light-hearted remarks or sincere compliments. A gentle touch on the arm or a flirtatious comment can help convey that you're interested in more than just a mentoring relationship. This approach can redefine the dynamic from mentor-student to potential romantic partners. Flirtation doesn't need to be overtly sexual or aggressive. Subtle and sophisticated gestures can work just as well. The goal is to show that your interest goes beyond being a supportive figure. Simple actions like holding her hand during a conversation, offering a genuine compliment, or engaging in a slightly suggestive chat can help shift the dynamic. As Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely noted, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This underscores the importance of how you navigate the shift from friendly advice to flirtation. If you continue to play the mentor role without introducing romantic elements, you may remain in that platonic zone. So, avoid confining yourself to the mentor role by integrating flirtatious elements into your interactions. Avoid turning the relationship dynamic into a teacher-student relationship. Recognize the fine line between support and excessive lecturing, and act like a true romantic partner. This way, you'll foster a dynamic that opens up the possibility for a romantic relationship to develop. Reason 7. Ignoring relationship expectations. One of the biggest stumbling blocks for older men dating younger women is failing to address relationship expectations from the start. It might seem like common sense to discuss what both parties want from the relationship, but when there's a noticeable age difference, clear communication becomes even more crucial. Here's the rub. Assuming that you and your younger partner are on the same page can lead to a minefield of misunderstandings and unmet expectations. You might think you both want a long-term committed relationship, while she might be looking for something more casual or vice versa. This disconnect is often rooted in a lack of upfront discussion about what each person is expecting from the relationship. Imagine you're both enjoying a romantic dinner, the conversation flows smoothly, and everything feels great. However, if you haven't talked about your future goals or intentions, you're essentially playing a guessing game. This can lead to situations where your partner might be left feeling uncertain or even insecure about the relationship. Unspoken assumptions often lead to disappointment when reality doesn't align with expectations. Moreover, without clear communication, younger women might seek reassurance elsewhere or feel pressured to meet expectations they weren't aware of. This can lead to unnecessary stress and potential issues down the road. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "If you wish to be rich, do not add to your money, but subtract from your desire." Applied here, this quote highlights the importance of understanding and managing your own desires and expectations while being open to your partner's needs. So, how can you avoid this pitfall? Start by having a frank conversation about your intentions and expectations early in the relationship. Share what you envision for the future and ask your partner about her goals and desires. This discussion doesn't need to be overly formal, but it should be clear and honest. Doing so will not only help you both avoid potential misunderstandings, but will also lay a solid foundation for a more meaningful and fulfilling relationship. In summary, clear communication about relationship expectations is key, especially when there's an age gap. Avoiding assumptions and openly discussing your intentions can help prevent misunderstandings and create a stronger, more transparent connection with your younger partner. Before we jump into the next lesson, here's a shocking stat. 98% of viewers don't leave comments or hit the like button. If you found this lesson helpful, drop a comment saying "useful" and smash that like button to show your support. We truly appreciate you. Reason 8. Trying to control her. Older men dating younger women often fall into the trap of trying to control their partners, mistakenly believing that their experience means they know best. However, this approach can backfire spectacularly, leading to resentment and a breakdown in trust. Ever feel like you're the puppeteer in your relationship? Think again. Just because you're dating someone younger doesn't give you the right to control her every move. Attempting to micromanage your partner can quickly turn you from a romantic hero into the villain of your own love story. Imagine you're in a relationship with a vibrant, ambitious young woman who is eager to start a new career or travel the world. You, with all your life experience, might think you know what's best for her. You might find yourself giving unsolicited advice, dictating her choices, or steering her away from decisions you think are unwise. Before long, the dynamic shifts from passionate partners to a parent-child relationship. Not quite the fairy tale you had in mind, right? Instead of taking control, try becoming her biggest cheerleader. Ask her, "How can I support you in achieving your dreams?" This approach not only shows respect, but also strengthens your bond. A supportive partner is far more appealing than a controlling one. In today's world, women highly value their independence and the ability to make their own choices. Attempting to control her might push her away. Celebrate her autonomy instead. When she talks about her plans, listen actively and offer encouragement rather than directives. This will make her feel appreciated and respected, fostering a healthier relationship dynamic. Would you rather have a partner who respects you as an equal or one who tries to manage your every move? Exactly. Respecting her independence means recognizing her ability to make decisions, even if they differ from your own. If she makes mistakes, be there to support her rather than saying, "I told you so." This builds a foundation of trust and mutual respect. Fear of losing her can sometimes translate into a need to control. Instead of succumbing to this fear, channel it into positive actions that strengthen your relationship. Plan exciting activities together, create new memories, and communicate openly about your feelings and concerns. This transparency will build a stronger bond. By letting go of the need to control and embracing mutual respect, you can transform your relationship from a dictatorship into a partnership. It's about being equals who support each other's growth and happiness regardless of age. A love based on equality is not only more fulfilling but also stands the test of time. After all, true love thrives on mutual respect and support. Reason 9. Ignoring physical health and well-being. When dating younger women, don't underestimate the power of your physical health and appearance. After all, how you look and how you feel physically are crucial factors in the dating game. As an older man, you're up against a lot of younger competition, so if you're not in top shape, you're likely to lose out. Let's get real. Physical attractiveness is a big deal in romantic relationships. If you're not taking care of your health, it might come across as if you don't care about yourself. And if you don't care about yourself, why should someone else? It's not just about looking good, though that definitely helps, but also about the message you're sending about your lifestyle choices. You're in your 50s and you've got a bit of a beer belly, a few too many grey hairs, and you've been putting off that gym membership for years. Meanwhile, younger women are often drawn to vitality and energy, which they associate with health and fitness. If you're not projecting an image of well-being, you might inadvertently send the message that you're not up to par. This can be a turn-off, making it hard to attract someone younger who is looking for a partner who is not only confident but also physically fit. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle doesn't just make you more attractive, it boosts your self-confidence too. When you feel good about your physical health, it translates into how you present yourself and interact with others. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and good grooming habits can make a huge difference. For instance, a consistent workout routine can enhance your energy levels and improve your mood, making you more engaging and less stressed. Plus, taking care of your appearance shows that you value yourself and your health, which can be incredibly appealing to someone looking for a mature, self-assured partner. If you want to be the best version of yourself and appeal to younger women, it's essential to put some effort into your physical health. Regular exercise, a nutritious diet, and a bit of attention to grooming can make you look and feel better, increasing your chances of making a positive impression. Remember, it's not about competing with younger men, but about being the best version of yourself. Investing in your health and appearance isn't just about attracting someone else, it's also about enhancing your own quality of life. So, before you hit the dating scene, take a good look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing everything I can to look and feel my best? The answer will make a big difference in your dating success. Reason 10. Overlooking emotional compatibility. Sure, you might be impressed by her youthful energy or her fresh perspective, but if you're not building a deep emotional connection, you're in for a bumpy ride. Imagine this. You're dating a lively, younger woman who keeps you on your toes with her zest for life. You might find her physical appeal irresistible, but if you're not tuning into her deeper emotions, you're essentially sailing with a faulty compass. It's like trying to navigate the ocean with just a pretty map. You might start with excitement, but you'll soon find yourself lost at sea. Emotional compatibility is the unsung hero of lasting relationships. It's not just about matching interests or sharing hobbies, though those are nice. It's about truly understanding and resonating with each other's core values, life goals, and emotional needs. It's the difference between a fleeting fling and a meaningful connection. Picture a successful older gentleman who's charmed by a younger woman's enthusiasm for life. He's fascinated by her new ideas and adventurous spirit, but he's so focused on how captivating she is that he overlooks her deeper desires. She might be dreaming of a serious relationship and a family, while he's still savoring his freedom and solo travels. If he doesn't take the time to understand her life goals and values, their relationship risks becoming a beautiful but hollow shell. Why does this happen? Often, older men get caught up in the thrill of dating someone younger and assume that physical attraction alone will sustain the relationship. They might think, if she's interested in me, why worry about the deeper stuff? But here's the kicker. Emotional compatibility is the bedrock of any lasting relationship. Without it, the connection might be exciting, but it won't be stable. You can avoid this pitfall by focusing on building a genuine emotional bond. Engage in conversations that go beyond the surface. Ask about her aspirations, dreams, and what makes her tick. Show interest in her worldview and values, and share yours as well. It's about moving from, wow, she's so young and beautiful, to, wow, we really connect on a deep level. Remember, as the philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So, if you want to ensure a satisfying relationship, prioritize emotional compatibility over mere physical attraction. By nurturing a deep emotional connection, you'll build a relationship that's not only exciting but also enduring. So, ditch the shallow end and dive into the deep pool of emotional understanding. Your future self will thank you. To sum up, if you've stumbled into any of these common pitfalls while dating younger women, you might have unintentionally created hesitation or fear about future dates. It's easy to feel discouraged, especially if you find yourself facing these challenges head-on. But here's the crucial takeaway. Don't let fear dictate your actions or prevent you from seeking a genuine connection. Dating isn't about being flawless. It's about forming authentic bonds and allowing things to evolve naturally. It's worth remembering that no one, regardless of their age or experience, is perfect. Embrace your imperfections as part of your unique journey. Just as you wouldn't expect a young woman to be flawless, she won't expect you to be either. Life experience doesn't make you infallible. It simply provides more opportunities to learn and grow. So, when mistakes happen, and they will, view them as learning experiences rather than failures. This mindset will not only help you in dating, but in all areas of life. Instead of being rigid or overly cautious, which can often create barriers to genuine connection, focus on being open, honest, and sincere. Authenticity is key. Communicate your intentions clearly, but also listen actively to her thoughts and feelings. Instead of viewing her as a checklist to be completed, appreciate her as a person with her own unique qualities and desires. This approach fosters trust and understanding, crucial components for a successful relationship. Navigating the complexities of a relationship, especially with an age gap, requires patience and openness. It's a journey of mutual discovery where both partners learn and grow together. The willingness to acknowledge and address your mistakes will strengthen your bond and lead to a more rewarding relationship. Fear of rejection or making mistakes should never hold you back from pursuing meaningful connections. Instead, approach dating with confidence, curiosity, and a genuine heart. Remember, every interaction is a step towards understanding each other better. By remaining open and sincere, you create a space where both partners can express themselves freely and build a strong emotional connection. So, take a deep breath, embrace your imperfections, and approach your dating life with an open mind and heart. View each date as a chance to learn and grow, rather than a performance to be critiqued. Your willingness to engage authentically and work through the bumps along the way will lead to a deeper, more fulfilling relationship. Ultimately, it's this genuine connection that will pave the way for a successful and lasting partnership. So, there you have it. 10 reasons why older men struggle to get younger women. It's easy to fall into these pitfalls, whether it's trying too hard to fit in, overemphasizing financial status, or ignoring emotional compatibility. But remember, these challenges are not insurmountable. The key is to embrace authenticity, communicate openly, and focus on building a genuine connection. Take these insights as opportunities to grow and refine your approach. Be confident in who you are, celebrate your unique qualities, and prioritize emotional compatibility over superficial traits. By doing so, you'll not only improve your chances with younger women, but also cultivate more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or experiences. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Ten taboos that older men should avoid when dating younger women. Pitfall 1. Fabricating your age. The first and most detrimental misstep in any relationship, especially one with an age difference, is being dishonest about your age. You might rationalize it as insignificant, believing age is just a number. But if that's truly the case, why resort to fabrication in the first place? This seemingly harmless deception can trigger a domino effect of mistrust. By misrepresenting your age, you inadvertently communicate insecurity about your true self and imply that you don't believe you're good enough for her as you are. This can lead to feelings of disrespect and make her question your overall integrity. She might start to wonder what else you could be concealing. Trust forms the bedrock of any strong relationship, and once compromised, rebuilding it becomes an arduous task. Let's illustrate. You begin dating a younger woman, and, in an attempt to appear more youthful and relatable, you shave off a few years. Initially, everything seems harmonious. She's captivated by your energy and intrigued by your life experiences. However, the truth inevitably surfaces, maybe through a casual reference to a past event that doesn't align, or she stumbles upon an old document revealing your actual age. The initial shock gives way to disappointment and a sense of betrayal. This single act of dishonesty can overshadow all the genuine moments you've shared, casting a shadow of doubt over your intentions and feelings. Honesty and sincerity must be paramount if you seek a lasting bond. Authenticity is attractive. It radiates confidence and self-assurance. Embracing your age signifies embracing your life experiences and the wisdom they've imparted. This can be incredibly alluring to a younger woman who values guidance, stability, and a mature outlook on life. Furthermore, misrepresenting your age sets the stage for unrealistic expectations. Presenting yourself as younger might lead to feeling pressured to maintain that facade, which can be draining and unsustainable. Instead of nurturing a genuine connection, you'll be consumed with keeping up appearances. This can breed stress and tension, ultimately harming the relationship. Therefore, being truthful about your age cultivates a foundation of trust and respect, allowing your relationship to blossom organically based on authenticity and shared understanding. Witnessing your confidence in being truthful about your age will likely resonate with a younger woman, instilling a sense of security in the relationship. Embrace the unique qualities that accompany your life experiences and resist the temptation to fabricate your age. Honesty truly is the best policy, serving as the first stepping stone towards a healthy, enduring relationship. Did you ever fall into this first pitfall? If you've made this critical mistake, type 1 in the comments.
No.
To master the art of addressing the age question directly, check out our video What to Say When a Younger Woman Asks Your Age. Remember, tact is key, but always prioritize truth and sincerity, gentlemen. Pitfall number 2, weaponizing the age gap. Visualize this. You're embroiled in a heated argument with your younger partner, and you instinctively deflect her concerns by bringing up the age difference. Can you picture the frustration in her eyes as she realizes that every disagreement or misstep is dismissed under the guise of, "I'm older, so I know better"? This leads us to the second pitfall in age gap relationships, consistently using the age difference as a shield to justify your actions. Relying on the age gap to validate your decisions or exert control over her every move undermines the foundation of mutual respect and equality that should underpin the relationship. When you insist on dictating her actions based on the perceived superiority of your age and experience, you strip her of her agency and autonomy. This dynamic can quickly become stifling, fostering feelings of resentment and powerlessness. She might begin to feel more like she's being parented than being an equal partner in a romantic relationship. Using the age gap as a crutch during conflicts can be particularly detrimental. Instead of genuinely addressing and resolving issues, you resort to, "Oh, this is just the age gap. It's unavoidable." Over time, this pattern erodes the emotional connection, leaving her feeling unheard and disregarded. In a healthy relationship, conflicts should be viewed as opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. Instead of deflecting with the age gap, focus on active listening and empathy. Acknowledge her perspective and work collaboratively to find solutions that honor both your viewpoints. This approach not only strengthens your bond, but also cultivates a sense of partnership and equality. Furthermore, constantly emphasizing the age difference can create an unhealthy imbalance in the relationship. Thriving relationships are built on mutual respect and shared experiences, not on one partner consistently asserting dominance based on age. Embrace the age difference as a source of enrichment rather than a tool for control. Celebrate the unique perspectives each of you brings to the relationship and utilize them as opportunities for learning and growth. Demonstrate that you value her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Encourage open communication and create a safe space for both of you to express yourselves freely without fear of judgment or dismissal. This approach will help you cultivate a stronger, more resilient relationship grounded in mutual understanding and respect. Pitfall 3. Throwing money at problems. When conflicts arise in relationships, it's tempting to believe that grand financial gestures can magically smooth over disagreements. Imagine finding yourself mid-disagreement with your younger partner, thinking that an extravagant gift or financial assistance will resolve the issue. However, relying on money as a solution can be detrimental, undermining the very foundation of your relationship and leading to deeper, more complex problems. While money can undoubtedly provide comfort and alleviate immediate stress, It should never be misconstrued as a substitute for meaningful communication and genuine emotional connection. When financial gestures become your go-to method for addressing relational issues, you risk creating a superficial band-aid that fails to address the core of the problem. For instance, if you and your partner have conflicting views about future plans, showering her with lavish gifts might temporarily distract from the issue but won't resolve the underlying disagreement. This approach can unintentionally communicate that you're attempting to use your financial resources to control or influence her decisions rather than valuing her perspectives and feelings. Furthermore, relying on money to resolve issues can introduce an unhealthy power dynamic. If your partner senses that financial support is being used as leverage to sway her decisions or silence her concerns, it can breed feelings of manipulation and resentment. The age-old stereotype of younger women dating older men for financial gain already creates insecurity and anxiety for her. Your actions should directly contradict this stereotype, not reinforce it. She may begin to perceive your financial gestures as a means to avoid authentic conversation and genuine conflict resolution, leaving her feeling undervalued and unheard. This dynamic also has significant implications for the depth of your emotional connection. A thriving relationship is built on a foundation of trust, empathy, and open communication. When money is consistently used as a substitute for addressing real concerns, it creates a significant barrier to developing a deeper emotional bond. Problems masked by financial gestures are likely to resurface, perpetuating a vicious cycle where money becomes a temporary fix rather than a solution to the actual issues at hand. Instead of leaning on money as a crutch, focus your energy on cultivating a stronger, more resilient relationship through open dialogue and genuine mutual understanding. Engage in honest conversations where both partners feel heard and valued. Address conflicts directly and collaboratively, work towards resolutions that honor both viewpoints. By prioritizing emotional support and effective communication, you reinforce the foundation of your relationship and foster a healthier, more balanced dynamic. Pitfall 4. Keeping your relationship under wraps. If your relationship with a woman as young as your daughter were to become public knowledge, would you readily acknowledge it, or would you resort to secrecy? Be honest with yourself. Imagine the emotional toll of concealing a significant part of your life from those around you. Picture yourself constantly dodging questions about your relationship or steering conversations away from your younger partner. While hiding your relationship might seem like a way to avoid judgment or complications, it often results in feelings of insecurity and frustration for both partners. Choosing to keep your relationship hidden can unintentionally convey a lack of commitment or even a sense of shame. This secrecy might stem from fears of societal judgment or anxieties about how others perceive your age gap relationship. However, the impact on your partner can be profound. She might interpret your reluctance to be open as a sign that you're not fully invested or that you view the relationship as something to be ashamed of. This can significantly erode trust and lead to feelings of inadequacy. Consider the impact concealing your relationship has on your partner's sense of security. Avoiding introductions to friends and family, or consistently downplaying your connection in public, can make her feel undervalued and uncertain about your true intentions. The lack of public acknowledgement creates a sense of isolation and might make her question the significance you place on the relationship. Over time, these feelings can fester, leading to resentment and dissatisfaction. Openly embracing your relationship, on the other hand, fosters trust and demonstrates respect. It shows that you're proud of your partner and confident in the strength of your connection, despite the age difference. Publicly acknowledging your relationship cultivates a sense of partnership and inclusion. It reinforces the idea that your relationship is legitimate and worth celebrating, ultimately strengthening your bond and reassuring your partner of your commitment. Furthermore, being open about your relationship can help combat negative stereotypes and societal judgments. By standing firm in your commitment and expressing pride in your connection, you not only boost your partner's confidence but also challenge any preconceived notions others might hold. This can contribute to creating a more positive and supportive environment for both of you. Before we delve into the next pitfall, here's a fun fact: only 2% of viewers take a moment to engage. If you're finding this content valuable, type useful in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. Your engagement is greatly appreciated. Now, let's continue our exploration. Pitfall 5. exerting control over her life. A common misstep older men often make, sometimes unknowingly, is attempting to control their younger partner's life. Envision yourself offering unsolicited suggestions on her attire, her communication style, or even her social circle, all under the guise of care and concern. While these actions might stem from a desire to protect or guide, they can quickly become overbearing and detrimental to the relationship. This controlling behavior often originates from a parenting mindset, where the older partner feels inherently responsible for the younger one's decisions and actions. This mindset might be driven by the belief that age and experience automatically equate to superior wisdom. However, treating a partner like a child rather than an equal can lead to significant issues. When you impose your preferences on how she dresses, speaks, or spends her time, it undermines her autonomy and can make her feel suffocated and undervalued. For instance, consider the impact of constantly critiquing her appearance and insisting she dresses according to your preferences. While you might perceive it as helpful guidance, she might interpret it as a lack of acceptance for her authentic self. This can breed resentment and a sense of inadequacy. Similarly, imposing rules on her behavior or attempting to change her interests and thought processes can chip away at her confidence and independence. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel empowered to embrace their individuality and pursue personal growth. Controlling behavior disrupts this essential balance and establishes a power dynamic that stifles her development. It's crucial to remember that your partner is an individual with her own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. She deserves the freedom to make her own choices and learn from her own mistakes without feeling controlled or judged. Building a relationship founded on mutual respect and equality involves supporting each other's autonomy. Encourage her to pursue her passions, make her own decisions, and express her individuality without reservation. This approach fosters a sense of partnership and strengthens the emotional bond between you. Instead of imposing your views, engage in open and respectful conversations where both of you feel heard and valued. Furthermore, controlling behavior can place significant strain on the relationship in the long run. Your partner might begin to feel trapped and actively seek ways to regain her independence, potentially leading to conflict or even the dissolution of the relationship. By respecting her autonomy and treating her as an equal partner, you create a nurturing environment where both of you can thrive, and the relationship has the potential to flourish. Pitfall 6. Failing to shield her from societal scrutiny. Navigating the world as an age gap couple can feel like walking through a minefield of societal judgment. Imagine your younger partner subjected to whispers, stares, or snide remarks at a family gathering or even during a casual night out. Your silence in those moments, your failure to step in and shield her from those blows, is akin to letting the wolves circle unchallenged. Societal criticism can manifest in various forms, from blatant insults to subtle insinuations. Standing by passively while your partner endures this scrutiny is like handing your critics a loaded weapon. Vocalizing your support and presenting a united front are crucial. This doesn't equate to engaging in heated arguments with every detractor, but rather seizing opportunities to reinforce the legitimacy and sincerity of your connection. Remember, actions speak volumes. If your partner faces criticism, publicly displaying affection and unwavering support can effectively deflect negativity. Think of it as constructing a fortress around your relationship. The more unified you appear, the more impenetrable that fortress becomes. A simple, "We're happy, and that's all that matters," can speak volumes when faced with a disparaging remark. Let's not underestimate the power of social media. A thoughtfully crafted post celebrating your relationship milestones can help shift public opinion. Share genuine moments that highlight the mutual respect and love you share. Captions like "Love knows no age" or "Together in every way that counts" can effectively redirect the focus from your age difference to the strength of your bond. Humor can also be a powerful ally. When confronted with a snarky comment, a witty comeback like "Age is just a number and hours add up perfectly" can disarm critics and lighten the mood. This demonstrates your confidence and nonchalance in the face of negativity, ultimately making your partner feel more secure. Failing to protect her from societal criticism has far-reaching implications. It's not merely about shielding her from hurtful comments, it's about presenting a united front against the world's judgment. This unified front reassures her that she's valued and that you're committed to facing challenges together as a team. The next time you detect a judgmental murmur or a raised eyebrow, remember that your response extends beyond that single moment. It's about reinforcing the foundation of your relationship. Actively protecting your partner from societal criticism is a testament to your commitment and strengthens the bond you share. Who knows? You might even sway a few critics into becoming believers along the way. Pitfall 7. Treating her like a prize to be shown off. Envision entering a room with your younger partner, instantly becoming the center of attention. The glances, the whispers, the subtle shifts in conversation all point to the same conclusion. They see her as a symbol of your success, a trophy on your arm. While this might initially be flattering, reducing her to a mere object of admiration is a recipe for disaster. Your partner is not an accomplishment to be paraded. She's a multifaceted individual with her own thoughts, feelings, and aspirations. Treating a younger partner like a trophy strips away her individuality and reduces her to mere physical attributes, completely disregarding the richness of her personality and capabilities. When a woman senses she's being objectified in this manner, it undermines the foundation of respect and genuine affection that are essential for a lasting connection. This behavior is particularly damaging because it signals that your attraction is rooted in superficiality. When the initial novelty of her youth and beauty inevitably fades, what will remain of your connection? Relationships built on such shallow grounds lack the depth and substance to withstand the test of time and the inevitable challenges that life throws your way. Instead of viewing her as an equal partner, you reduce her to a status symbol, leaving her feeling unseen and undervalued. To avoid falling into this trap, shift your focus to appreciating her for who she is beyond her physical appearance. Celebrate her accomplishments, her intellect, and the unique qualities she brings to the relationship. Demonstrate genuine interest in her passions and offer unwavering support for her endeavors. For example, if she's passionate about art, attend her gallery exhibitions, engage in conversations about her work, and introduce her as the talented artist she is rather than simply your younger partner. Furthermore, treating her as an equal partner in the relationship is paramount to fostering mutual respect. Engage in meaningful conversations, actively seek her opinions, and make joint decisions. This demonstrates that you value her input and view her as an equal participant in the relationship, not just a possession to be shown off. It's about building a connection where both partners feel respected and cherished for the entirety of who they are, not simply for their outward appearance. Pitfall 8. Dismissing future plans. Imagine this. You're enjoying a romantic getaway, the world fades away, and conversations about the future naturally arise. However, you find yourself casually brushing off any talk of future plans, implying it's too soon to consider such things. While this might seem like a practical approach, it can breed insecurity and frustration in your partner, particularly in age-gap relationships. Abandoning all discussions about future plans is a subtle but damaging way to signal a lack of full commitment. Consistently sidestepping conversations about long-term goals or dismissing plans for milestones like moving in together or starting a family can give the impression that you view the relationship as temporary. This attitude erodes trust and dampens the excitement and enthusiasm for building a future together. This behavior often stems from a fear of making long-term commitments or anxieties about the relationship's long-term viability due to the age difference. However, repeatedly dismissing future plans can leave your partner feeling insecure and insignificant. She might start to believe that you're not truly invested in the relationship or that you see it as a fleeting chapter rather than an enduring story. Future planning is a crucial aspect of any relationship, especially one with a significant age difference. It establishes a sense of stability and shared direction, making both partners feel invested and hopeful about what lies ahead. Engaging in conversations about where you see yourselves in 5 or 10 years, planning trips together, or discussing financial goals can significantly strengthen your bond. It demonstrates that you envision a future together and are committed to building a life together. To avoid falling into this pitfall, make a conscious effort to include your partner in conversations about the future. Even if you haven't mapped out every detail, expressing your willingness to discuss and plan for the future speaks volumes. Engage in open and honest conversations about your dreams, aspirations, and long-term goals. This not only builds confidence in the relationship, but also reinforces the idea that you envision a future together. Being open to discussing and adapting your future plans based on both your needs and your partner's needs fosters a collaborative dynamic. It signals that you're invested in the relationship's growth and committed to navigating life's journey as a team. Pitfall 9. Disrespecting her. One of the most detrimental mistakes older men can make when dating younger women is failing to show them the respect they deserve. Have you ever witnessed an older man constantly interrupting his younger partner, dismissing her opinions or belittling her accomplishments? This blatant lack of respect can quickly erode the foundation of any relationship. Respect is fundamental in all relationships, but it becomes even more critical when navigating an age gap. The older partner might unintentionally adopt a condescending attitude, assuming their life experience automatically makes them wiser and more knowledgeable in all aspects of life. Picture this. You're at a social gathering, and your younger partner is enthusiastically sharing her thoughts on a topic she's passionate about. Suddenly you interrupt or correct her in a way that undermines her confidence and diminishes her voice. When an older man disrespects his younger partner, it inevitably leads to feelings of inadequacy and resentment. Consider a scenario where a successful 52-year-old businessman consistently dismisses his younger partner's career aspirations as unrealistic, saying things like, "You're too young to understand how the world works," or "Your ideas are naive." Over time, these dismissive comments chip away at her self-esteem, leaving her feeling undervalued and unsupported, ultimately causing strain in the relationship. Respecting your partner means valuing her opinions, actively listening to her thoughts, and offering unwavering support for her ambitions, regardless of whether they align with your own. It's about recognizing that despite the age difference, she brings unique perspectives and strengths to the relationship that deserve to be acknowledged and appreciated. For example, if your younger partner is passionate about launching her own business, showing respect means encouraging her dreams, offering guidance without being overbearing, and celebrating her milestones as she works towards achieving her goals. Furthermore, respect involves treating her as an equal partner in every sense of the word. It's essential to avoid any paternalistic behaviors that imply she needs constant guidance or correction. This can be challenging, especially if you're accustomed to occupying a position of authority or mentoring others. However, it's crucial to strike a balance where your experience enhances the relationship rather than dominating it. Respect also reveals itself in the smallest of everyday interactions. Simple gestures like acknowledging her contributions, valuing her time, and expressing appreciation for her efforts go a long way in fostering a culture of respect. When she expresses concerns or shares her ideas, actively listening and genuinely considering her perspective strengthens your bond. For instance, if she's troubled by a work-related issue, instead of immediately jumping in with solutions, take the time to empathize with her feelings and offer emotional support. Pitfall 10. Viewing her as a fleeting pleasure. Perhaps the most damaging perspective an older man can bring into a relationship with a younger woman is viewing it as a temporary source of pleasure. This mindset not only sabotages the relationship's potential for growth and longevity, but also deeply impacts the younger partner's sense of self-worth and security. Imagine embarking on a journey with someone, but instead of sharing a common destination and envisioning a future together, you're simply enjoying the ride for as long as it lasts, with no intention of working towards any significant milestones as a couple. This is precisely how it feels for a younger woman when she realizes her older partner sees her as a fleeting fling rather than a partner worthy of commitment. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." However, this wisdom should not be misconstrued as an excuse to neglect future planning and commitment in a relationship. When an older man treats his younger partner as a temporary source of amusement, the underlying message is clear. You are not important enough to me for a real, lasting commitment. This attitude diminishes the younger partner's confidence and erodes the foundation of trust and emotional connection, leading to resentment, hurt, and feeling used and undervalued. Moreover, this behavior reflects poorly on the older partner, portraying him as someone unwilling to invest emotionally or genuinely consider a future with the person he's with. Others may perceive him as unreliable, selfish, and afraid of genuine connection. In contrast, displaying genuine interest in building a future together and demonstrating a willingness to commit can significantly enhance the quality and longevity of the relationship. Therefore, cultivating a relationship based on mutual respect and a shared vision for the future is paramount. Engage in open and honest conversations about your long-term goals, express genuine interest in each other's lives, and actively make plans together, both big and small. Supporting your partner's aspirations and integrating your future plans with hers shows that you see her as an essential part of your life, not just a temporary source of pleasure. Being transparent about your intentions from the outset can prevent misunderstandings and unnecessary heartache down the line. If you're genuinely seeking a serious, committed relationship, communicate that clearly. Conversely, if you're not ready for that level of commitment, it's far more respectful to be upfront with her, allowing her to make an informed decision about her level of involvement in the relationship. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from these insights. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more relationship advice and tips to keep your love life thriving. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.